Alright, what's good, everybody? Today's episode is brought to you by Get Upside, where you get paid to do something you're going to do anyway, and that's just fill up your gas tank. The process is very simple. Just download the app, open it up, find the cheapest gas near you, pump your gas, upload the receipt, and you'll get paid within 2 to 3 business days. Once you have the money in your account, you'll be able to cash out for Amazon gift cards, Lowe's gift cards, Nike gift cards, Target gift cards, Walmart gift cards, PayPal gift cards, and a host of restaurants. Oh, and did I mention the app is free? Yeah, free 99. Join using my link and you'll get an extra 15 cents per gallon cash back. The link is in the description box. Thanks for watching. Keep pounding.
What's up? This is Derek Brown of the Carolina Panthers. Shout out to Rashad and David of the Panther Nation podcast. The voice of the Panther Nation. Make sure y'all like them and subscribe. Keep pounding.
Yo, this is Panther legend Jonathan Stewart, and I just wanted to shout out to Rashad Beard and David Rhodes of Panther Nation podcast, the voice of the Panther Nation. Keep pounding.
You are now tuned into the Panther Nation podcast.
Delhomme fires to an open Smith. Steve Smith is going to go all the way. No flag down. Smith scores, and the Carolina Panthers win in overtime.
Seal, he's intercepted by Kuechly. Kuechly inside the 20, to the 10, and to the end zone for another Panthers.
Welcome to the Panther Nation podcast. And here are your hosts, Rashad Beard and David Rhodes.
Well, it looks like you just got Rashad right now. Dave had to step out for a quick second. He will be back in a little bit. But, hey, man, we back. Welcome to another episode of Panther Nation podcast. And listen, it's a lot to talk about. Low key, it's a lot to talk about today. A couple of roster moves. We got some former Panthers making some news. We still got training camp going on, and it's a lot. It's a lot going on. So shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to Underground West, Sean Wolf. I'm hoping we can bring you some positivity today, man. It's a lot going on out in this world, man. It's crazy. And that's why we need a little bit of football back. Looks like college sports isn't coming back in the fall. No bueno there. But hopefully we can safely get NFL back because it's not pretty at all for sports, man. Trying to watch basketball, it's cool. My Pelicans got knocked out the playoff or whatever, so it's all good there. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to Grandizer. Shout out to Renegade. Man, what's up, man? What's up, everybody? Jarrett, my man, was popping. But yeah, Dave gonna be back here in a little bit. But my weekend, we gotta get the particulars out the way. My weekend was okay. Didn't do much. Found out that my daughter made one of the competition troops for a dance, and RIP to my bank account, B, because that stuff is not cheap. So. Yeah, shout out to my daughter, my oldest daughter. She made it, so that's what's up, man. Yeah, shout out to Marcus. Shout out RIP to Kamala from WWE. Yeah, I know he was going through some health issues for a long time. I should just put up a pic of Dave. I don't have one ready, man. I wasn't ready for that. He stepped right out right as we went live, but it's all good. It's all good. But yeah, man. I don't know. We can jump. I don't know where Dave is, so we can jump right into the news and wait till Dave gets back. No, I'm a dance dad, my G. I'm gonna have the bedazzled studio. So my daughter, she dances the Studio 73 here in Charlotte, and I'm gonna have the bedazzled Studio 73 Letterman jacket on. Yo, I'm gonna be ready, yo. Full on dance dad, 100%. They need a dance dad show. Screw the dance moms, my G. But what's good, everybody? All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the news because it's a lot to jump into. So I'm gonna get right to it, and hopefully Dave Greg Little. My thoughts on Greg Little. We won't get right to him. There's no thoughts on Greg Little. He is off the PUP, so that's the first step. There's Dave. Just perfect timing with the fresh baldy. Dave with the fresh baldy.
What's up, man?
What's going on? You got perfect timing, Dave. I was just about to get into the slides. You got perfect timing. But no, we was just I was telling people how my weekend went and how my daughter, my oldest daughter, made the competition dance team. So I said RIP to my bank account because it's gonna be.
You about to get robbed blind, fella.
Yeah, nah, it's not pretty, bro. It's not pretty. But Dave, what's good, man? You down to about 215? Down to about 215.
I ain't there, but I'm about 275, 275. I'm marching towards 215.
Man. Shout out to Dave, yo. What's good, though? How was your weekend, bro? What's that? What's
okay,
that? A 2XL? Man. That's a 2XL you got on, Dave?
You are correct.
That's crazy, yo.
You are correct, sir.
That's crazy.
And you know what's funny?
I was trying to be funny. Look, I was trying to be funny. I was trying to be funny for real. That's crazy. That's what's up,
correct.
Man. That's what's up.
Because it's funny because I went shopping yesterday because like when you go through this phase, you don't shop every day. You don't keep shopping, so you just you occasionally buy something here and there. So I went to go get another shirt because like a lot of my joints right now, man, them joints are struggling to stay on the shoulders type of thing. So I need to get some shirts, but I ain't going into work like that. So I really don't care being in the house all day, but I had to go into work. So like I had to go into work last week and I had to go into work today. This is why I got this nice little shirt on. So, I'm sitting here trying to find shirts. So I went shopping and I bought a 3X shirt and a 2X shirt. And my wife was like, trying a 2X shirt fit. I was like, all right, yeah, I'm gonna return this 3X. So I'm good. Some things happened at work. We had a untimely death in the department, so we're working that. And but nah, everything's everything right now. Like I'm going to go speak to some high school kids about historically black colleges and universities tomorrow.
I saw that.
I'm looking forward to that. I'm trying to pick which A&T t-shirt I'm going to wear because I will be wearing one.
You got a 2X laying around?
No, I could probably find one. But nah, I don't have too many laying, but I want to wear a shirt that has emphasis. So I'm leaning towards the GOAT shirt. I have a GOAT shirt with the A&T and Aggie Pride. I'm rolling. That's the nomination, but it's a 5X. So I got to try it on and see if my shoulders can keep it on. But you know, overall, it's good, man. Everything's everything right now.
Nice. That's what's
I'm
up, man.
I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Maybe I'll post a link in the chat before we go live.
You should.
Nah, it should be good.
I'm gonna watch. What time is it? I got like mad meetings tomorrow, but
12:30. It's during lunchtime. It's the lunch hour,
yeah,
so it starts at 12:30.
We good.
So you can make it happen.
Yeah, we good. I support.
You should make it happen. Yeah, get some joints in the Zoom, man. Scare them all because I've been lurking in some of these other ones, and there ain't too many folks up in the Zoom. So I'm trying to blow it. I'm trying to help them out, blow it up. And I think it's good for the high school kids because up in the Northeast, a lot of them don't know about historically black colleges because
there ain't many up there.
There aren't any up here, right?
Well, up that far. I was talking like above the Mason-Dixon line. But
I think the closest one of them is probably Howard, right?
Morgan.
So my job is to make sure they know there's more than Howard around these streets.
Morgan or Delaware State.
Yeah, them, and then Ohio's far from here, so Ohio's like 10 hours.
Yeah. So,
but there aren't any in the Northeast because supposedly they didn't need them, but that's a whole nother discussion for another day. Yeah. Okay. Let's
But all right, yeah.
Let's get to it.
Yeah, let's get to these news, the news, the notes, and the nuggets. Just a couple more shout out. Shout out to Shannon and shout out to Foreign Way. They jumping up in the chat. Shout out to y'all. My man Foreign Way said Jeremy Chin looking nice in a t-shirt, my G, because that's all we got. That's all we got to go off is a t-shirt, my G.
T-shirt
and shorts, man. We
the funny thing is, we ain't even gonna get like the preseason click clack. All we gonna get is the regular season click clack.
No. They getting in pads on the full effect, yeah, but they getting in pads on the 17th.
Okay.
They getting in pads on the 17th. I should have worn my Derrick Brown jersey. I got my Derrick Brown. I was gonna put it on, but I'm rocking the Teddy. I'm Team Teddy. Still Team Teddy. Still Team Teddy, dogs. Still Team Teddy. But all right, let's jump into this news. All right, dog, we got man. Listen, I hate to put people on blast like this, but listen, it was in the news. My man, Captain Munnerlyn, Dave. Did you hear what happened to Captain Munnerlyn, dog?
He was out in these streets doing South Carolina crimes.
Dog, Cap, bro, what's going on, man? So allegedly, Cap had it's a fact that he had a fugitive warrant out in Las Vegas, and he was accused of writing bad checks. So allegedly, he was picked up. He's picked up in Miami.
Wasn't allegedly. He got
picked up. Yes, he got picked up for allegedly writing bad checks. He got picked up in Miami, and it's not looking good. He was headed from Miami to Cancun, and he got on a flight, and they was like, no, sir, you gotta come with us. So according to his attorney, he said it's a complete misunderstanding. He will clear the situation up immediately. Shout out to man Cap. We hopefully it's just unfortunate misunderstanding, and but I never forget the time I ran into Cap. His I guess niece or daughter or some family member participated in the gymnastics gym that my daughters went to at the time, and he came to the show, and I said what's up to him, and he was cool. He's a real cool dude, but hopefully he wasn't writing bad checks, man. That's no bueno. That's no bueno, dog.
He got a decent contract when he went to Minnesota, didn't he?
Yeah, but he came to Minnesota. Went to Minnesota and then came to us. Like he ain't played since.
Yeah.
No, he went to the Bills. He went to the Bills, and then that was it.
But he's been in the league a decent amount of time. He's not signed with nobody right now, right?
No, he's chilling. He was on his way to Cancun, B.
Well, guess he ain't going nowhere now.
No.
He might mess around if they push this too hard. He might get suspended.
So Underground West, that probably is the mugshot, my G. I think that is the mugshot. But I hate to people on blast like that, man. I'm just hoping. I'm not trying to. I'm just reporting the news. I don't wish anything bad on Cap. We
hope
all.
It works out for him. I hope he wasn't out here writing bad checks, man.
Yeah, now hopefully he get that straight, because we don't want no problems, no legal issues. So it's already enough going on in the world. But all right, let's move on. As soon as I get my slides back up, let's move on. So Dave, did you happen to watch The Road to the Restart, Dave? On the little series.
I did not watch The Road to the Restart. I did watch some of the interviews of the players.
Yeah, we'll get to those in a second. But so the Panthers did a nice little series. They have a little web series about the Road to Restart, and they're documenting how the players are, going through COVID and all of the protocols put in place. Pretty interesting. Pretty interesting on some of the stuff they put in and how they invested so much money into these like room cleaning devices and temperature checks and the bracelets and all that stuff. It's very interesting, and as I was watching, I'm like, man, it sucks that, and it's unfortunate that all of the teams are pretty much independently ran, because what would suck is that the Panthers put forth all of this effort to prevent COVID from infiltrating the facilities, but then they start the season, right? And what if other teams haven't put forth the same effort that the Panthers have? It's all for naught, right? It doesn't really matter.
No, it's the same. Yeah. It's the same issue anywhere. It's the same with any league. That's why not doing a bubble is going to make this inevitable that they're not going to make it through the season.
Yeah.
Because think about the sports that did a bubble, right? NBA rolling right now. They are rolling. They're almost done with their 8 games. They're about to get this playoff.
Shout out to my Pelicans that just got. Shout out to my Pelicans just got washed. They got put out.
Celtics about to get these finals popping. No, it's great. It's great. You know what I'm saying? NHL, they rocking, they rolling. Baseball out here canceling series. They ain't bubbling.
MLS is bubbling too, and they rolling too.
Yeah, MLS is bubbling. UFC is bubbling, and they rolling. They got events every week. But baseball and football and NFL out here not bubbling. And the Panthers have done a phenomenal job.
They've done a great job.
Phenomenal job.
I put this in the chat.
All for naught.
Yeah.
It's going to be all for naught once Tampa Bay gets the Rona.
Right.
All for naught.
No, that's right. He's right. I mean, he's right. And that's what I said as soon as I started watching this. I'm like, man, they invested money.
WWE ain't bubbling. WWE is not bubbling. They are not bubbling. There's no bubbling in the WWE right now. They need to bubble because maybe they'll come up with better shows. But they are not bubbling.
Yeah. But so just going back to what I was saying, like, I feel like the Panthers have done a good job, done a great job. You know what I'm saying? And it really won't matter if another team doesn't put forth that same effort because they go into a lot of details. They show, like, the security protocols and all of these. They brought in this team that has these cleaning devices and show them that they should have run the machines every day and whatnot, and they've spread out all of these. They renovated the entire damn stadium pretty much for social distance to be in place, but it won't matter. It really won't matter at the end of the day because if other teams aren't doing the same things, it's just all for naught. So it is interesting though to watch the behind the scenes of how it's working. I'll say that, but it really won't matter.
But you know what it also shows, and I haven't watched it yet, but you know what that also shows? It shows what it takes. Like, it shows what it takes.
Yeah.
And I think there's a realism to that, a realization to that. And I think some folks are realizing that. I think some folks are I think college making a decision to shut down, this is part of it. Like, they're seeing what the NFL is going through and what it takes. And see that they ain't got the money, and the way that they get their revenue is different than the way the league gets their revenue. So, yeah, it shows what it takes, and we know the other 31 teams aren't rolling like this.
Nah, they're not.
They're not.
You could tell it's not happening. Like there was a lot. If you watch it, Dave, you'll see there was a lot that went into it, man. Those little robot machines, the sanitation devices, crazy, man.
Because nobody ain't too many there ain't no owner in the NFL that's got Tepper money.
That's a fact.
Like, that's what it boils down to.
But it's interesting. I just wanted to point that out. Hopefully you guys will watch it, and if you have watched it, share your thoughts. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. I think it's 16 minutes or something like that. I will say these series that they put together are pretty well done. Shout out to the Panthers media team. They always put forth a good product. So shout out to them for that. All right, moving on. Training camp continues. We still back at it. Still going out here in these streets. And we still got some roster moves that are happening. And I just want to go over them really quick. So Dave, we signed, I think, a defensive tackle in Bruce Hector off the waivers from the Eagles. I saw that. Yeah, he was originally signed with the Eagles as an undrafted free agent out of South Florida in 2018. Appeared in 8 games as a rookie, playing 82 snaps in a rotational role. Hey, one of those undrafted guys that made the roster. After he was traded to the Cardinals in mid-August, Arizona cut Hector just before the start of the regular season. He eventually landed back with the Eagles, appearing in 3 games for the club last season. So, and then for the corresponding move for signing him, we waived Trevante Heights, and our roster still remains at 80 players. Right before that, we also signed Trenton Canton off of waivers. He was cut by the Jets. He was a 6th-round pick for the Jets in 2018 draft, and Canton appeared in all 16 games as a reserve running back as a rookie and played 19% of New York's offensive snaps, but he dealt with some injuries and was placed on injury reserve on November 1st. He's listed at 5'11", 185. Had 38 carries for 113 yards with a touchdown as a rookie. He also caught 17 passes for 114 yards and did not have any offensive touches in 2019, but did total 96 total yards on 5 kick returns. So he's got some kick return ability, and he's got that tweener in him. So a little McCaffrey. I think they didn't move on with Rodney Smith from Minnesota. Essentially, he appears to be the same guy, that tweener. Same thing we already have in Bonifant and McCaffrey. Same type guy. but offers that special teams ability. Won't make the roster. Good chance he won't make the roster, but it's just we're moving and grooving out here. Moving and grooving. Any thoughts on those moves, Dave?
The DT move is interesting.
Kind of deep at DT. Well, not talent. I don't know about talent. I'm just saying we have a lot of DTs.
We got a lot of DTs. We got a lot of DTs, but it's just interesting.
Yeah.
That one's interesting. Like, Trent ain't making the team. I'm going to just be clear, but the DT one is kind of interesting. Because the thing is, like, and it goes back to what I said a few weeks back. Because there's no preseason, I mean, it's based on the work that's being done. So, like, you would think that if folks are getting signed at this point, we're talking about we're less than a month away from kickoff.
Yeah.
So, like, you got to do some level. Either A, he's not impressed with the group, the coaching staff's not impressed with the group, or B, these players got to do a lot to make the roster because they won't have any games to show.
Yeah. We'll talk about that later, Dave. We'll talk about, because Hurney did some speaking with the media, and he talked about kind of the evaluation process that they're going through now and how it differs from prior years. So we'll talk about just what you just said. We'll get into that a little bit later. But Dave, let's jump into these interviews. Boy, there was a ton of player interviews that happened this week. Ton of them. Two more were released today. In Gross Matos and who else spoke? It was Gross Matos,
Eli Apple.
Yeah,
I watched those.
I watched those too. Yeah, they were good. But the main one I wanted to talk about was Matt Rhule's conference. There's a lot of nuggets that came from that one. So we'll start with Matt Rhule, and then we'll kind of dive down to the others. And we'll if you have anything you want to discuss, there I have a couple notes, but there's something that you want to discuss, just throw it out there, all right?
Yeah, no, I didn't watch Rhule.
Okay, it was interesting. This was his second one, so this isn't.
I thought it was the same one we talked about the other week. So
this is the second. This is the second one that he did, and pretty much what he talked about. One of the interesting points he said was that when in the practice scenario, they were about to pump up the music on the practice field, and Teddy Bridgewater said, "Nah, we not ready for the music yet." So I'm like, Teddy throwing down his leadership game. So he likes the fact. We just talking, man. We just talking.
Now listen, man. Let me tell you something, bro. My man Matt Rhule watched All or Nothing, fam. He was like, "Now we ain't doing this music today. We got to make sure the quarterback understands that."
Hold that thought, Dave, because another interesting thing came out. Hold that thought. So he also talked about Chris Manhertz, talking about him being the best blocking tight end in the league. So he likes Manhertz a lot, and pointed out that KK was one of his trusted guys, which is interesting because KK was one of the guys that we deemed as a cut, especially for next season. He has a big contract cap hit next year, and we talked about him potentially being one of the guys that could be cut. But the more I see him talking about, he talks about KK. He loves the guy.
He loves a lot of other people too. I just want you to know that.
Maybe that's the case. And listen, this could be one of them. The Matt, if you follow the tea leaves of Matt Rhule, hell, the way he talks, KK could be cut tomorrow. The way he hypes up guys and end up leaving. Yeah. So I'm just just talking about what's being presented to me, and I just thought that he said he's one of the guys he trusts. I never heard him really say anything like that about another player, other than Teddy, because he likes Teddy a lot. Then he went on to talk about 10 linebackers. I think they're really trying to desperately fill that the depth in the linebacker room, because there's a bunch of linebackers on the roster right now.
I mean, when you lose Luke, that's what happens.
Yeah,
bro.
he's reaching for straws right now. He's trying to get something. But here's where it gets interesting. There's a couple other points where it got really interesting, Dave. And he said that Dave, he doesn't want us to be known as a show. We're here for football, Dave. So
hashtag stick to sports.
So he said, he adds that he wants us to be a serious football place. Okay. So Dave, what are your
you
thoughts?
Get that vibe? Like when you look at when his intro presser, you get that vibe, yo. You get that vibe that he about that football life. He ain't about anything else but them pads.
Yeah.
Them lads and them pads, man. He ain't about anything else other than that.
Well, the interesting thing that is, Dave, I know he doesn't want us to be known for a show, but we might end up on the show if we're terrible, and that's Hard Knocks. Okay, so if we're bad, we might end up on the show. All right, so let's not be on that show, man. Let's try to stay off of Hard Knocks.
They would pick us next year, wouldn't they? They sure as hell would pick us next year.
Yeah, of course they would. Why wouldn't they?
They get to have billionaire Tep. Yeah.
So,
we gotta. It's not looking good, man.
So yeah, we gotta stay off. We gotta stay off the show. So hopefully we're decent enough not to be on Hard Knocks. But a lot of Panthers fans were taking that as a dig at Cam or a dig at some of the more talkative guys like Dante Jackson. And I don't think that was the case.
Sure.
Maybe I'm naive. I don't know, but I don't think that was the case. I'm okay. I might be. I don't think that was a knock at Cam, man.
Okay.
I'm just saying, man. Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's just me.
A serious football team. We're not here for a show. What is Cam known for?
Putting on a show, Dave.
Putting on a certifiable show, right? He's a good football player too. Did you see the presser from Cam with the Patriots?
I did. I can't watch it. I'm gonna be honest with you. I couldn't watch it.
I know you couldn't watch it.
I couldn't watch it.
It was all over the place up here. I'll put it to you this way. His outfits are his outfits, man. And New England better get ready to deal with him.
Yeah, I did. I saw the clip.
He stepped it up a notch.
I saw the clip with the scarf. And the scarf game still lit. Mm-hmm. So I know he still got the scarf game, but I didn't click the link. I didn't click and watch the presser. One other thing, couple other things that we talked about in the presser was that if any player has offense ability that plays on defense, he's gonna provide the opportunity for a dude to potentially play some offense. So you know how we talked about maybe he's gonna bring in a Bravion Roy to come in as a fullback or something like that. Little trickery. But he did mention that. I found that to be pretty interesting. I don't know where he has the time to have an offensive guy, a defensive guy pick up the offensive playbook. I mean, they've got so much to learn right now. I don't know how he has the time to figure that out. But that was just interesting to me. And Dave, the biggest point that came out to me was, Dave, that the Panthers are set to have the youngest starting defense in the NFL in the last 10 years, Dave. The youngest defense in the last 10 years.
That's wild, man.
The likely average of the Panthers' 11 starters will be 23.5. That's more than a full year younger than the previous youngest team in NFL since 2010, which was the 2018 Browns at the average age of 24.8. So our defense is about to be super duper young, B.
You know what else they're going to be?
What's that? Trash?
Not good. I'm not going to say trash. It's not good. You know who's the coach in 2010?
Who's that?
John Fox.
No, no, I'm talking league wide, Dave.
Oh.
Not the Panthers. We're talking league wide.
Oh.
Yeah. The youngest defense in the NFL since 2010. So that's crazy. That's crazy to me, man. And the average, again, I think I said the average age is projected to be 23.45. If Jeremy Chin beats Justin Burris out, and there are no other surprises. So that's accounting. That's saying that Jeremy Chin is a starter. And even if that is the case, I think the age would be, what was it? Oh, it would be 23.81 if Burris wins the job. That's crazy, man. Still stupid young. Stupid young. And then the average, last year's average was 26.63. And then the average since 2010 is 27. So, we're talking historically young. I don't know. I mean, it might be a bad thing for now, but that could prove to be something really. You're talking 3 or 4 years. A lot of those rookies, come up to the end of their contracts. They would have time to gel. Maybe there'd be a solid unit. I don't know, but that's historically young, man. Any thoughts on that young defense, Dave?
You know, I'm finally sitting down and getting serious about my fantasy. And you know what the first thing I've been paying attention to? Who the Panthers play.
Yeah, it could be bad.
I see some a lot of potential. A lot of potential to do some streaming.
Yeah,
particularly at the quarterback position.
It's already bad enough that we don't have a preseason, and we don't have the season's going to be a little irregular. But throw on top of that this young defense, it's just going to be bad. We're going to be bad.
Typically, the defense is always ahead of the offense, but
not this time. Not this time. Not with the Teddy Bridgewater at quarterback.
Well, now I'm thinking about it from the standpoint of. See, the problem is that we're playing teams that have a quarterback that's been there for a couple of years, right? Because we got the Raiders, so that means Derek Carr's there. Derek Carr, he's okay, but he's been there for a couple of years. We don't play the Chiefs early, do we? Who do we play for? I know we play the Raiders.
Well, I know Tampa's week 2. I don't know anything yet.
Yeah, so like Tampa's going to be brutal.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they got a new offense too. They're gonna have time to gel. Might not be that bad, but their defense is gonna be pretty solid. Tampa's is.
Defense is gonna be solid, and Brady ain't washed.
If their secondary improves,
they still. He got freaking Godwin and Evans though too.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be tough sledding. The offense I expect to be solid. I think the offense is gonna be fine. We'll put up some points. But I don't think the defense is gonna be really. I didn't even realize it. I know we drafted a lot of guys, but I didn't realize we were gonna be that young. And then that just kind of goes into some of the more interviews, especially with Eli Apple. They talked about that, and they asked him how he was 25, but he feels like a wily veteran out there because he's one of the older guys.
He's been getting washed.
Yeah,
throughout his career.
Yeah, he's been getting beat pretty bad, but at the same time, he's in comparison to what's on the roster, he's old. He's 25. The average age on defense is 23. So, that's crazy, man. That's crazy to me, bro. That's crazy, man. And
I think the defense might come into their own at the end of the year. Like it could potentially cost us a high draft pick near the end of the season. So I know people like Noli is going to panic, but yeah,
And I
think this year our defense isn't going to be that good. But it's.
And then if you think about that, that's KK's 31, man. So like, just put that in perspective on how young these other guys are, because that's crazy, man. Crazy. We'll see though. We'll see. Maybe we'll be all right. Maybe we'll be all right. But I don't know. Anyway, Dave, did you get anything else from Eli Apple's press conference before we get into the others?
No.
Really, all he talked about was
I'm gonna be honest about Eli Apple. I've made money off of Eli Apple, so it's tough for me. He's more of a run stopping, more of a physical type of corner, but I'm worried about him going up against the Bucs twice, the Falcons twice, and the Saints twice. Simple as that. But I actually watched that when I was like, oh God, if he's the wildly veteran, I'm afraid. I'm just afraid.
Yeah, that's tough, man. That's really tough. For Eli Apple, mainly the things he talked about, he was talking about a fresh start. He's having a fresh start. Dave, since Dave was using him as fantasy bait, he's got some time to learn some things. Okay, so he's talking about a fresh start, and then he spoke really highly of the receiving corps, saying all those guys are fast. Talking about Curtis, Robbie Anderson, and DJ. So he said
he did give props to DJ Moore.
Yeah, he gave props to all of them. Yeah, he gave props to all of them. He said they were all fast, ran 4.3s, and I know DJ ran a 4.4 officially, but he said they all super fast. So I don't know. But that's really all I got. I didn't get much from Eli Apple. Yetur Gross-Matos. Did you listen to his, Dave?
Yes, I did. I did listen to him.
Main thing I got from him was that they did this hot dog eating contest thing. The offense, I think it was like the offensive rookies versus the defensive rookies or something like that, or a newer guy. I don't know. It was set up with offense versus defense. I know Derek Brown and Yetur Gross-Matos were for the defense, and the defense did win. So that was interesting. They had a hot dog eating contest. And he currently weighs 266, which is the same weight that he had at the combine. And he says he can add more to his frame, which is interesting. They tried to bait him into a lot of college conversations, which is really weird. They kept asking him about Penn State and how he thinks about,
Yeah, they were really trying to bait him to talk about what's going on in college, and he wasn't taking it.
He was like, man, I'm not in college. I'm trying to focus on what I'm doing here. And they kept asking him because I guess the Big Ten had announced that they were canceling the season. It was breaking news, and they kept asking him about it. And he was just like, I'm focused on what I'm doing here. I don't know.
I do commend the media for actually asking a Power 5 rookie that. But I mean, once he already made the decision not to talk about it.
Yeah, they asked it. They reiterated like 3-4 times. Like, bro, stop asking him. He doesn't want to. He clearly doesn't want to talk about it. But yeah, I don't know. It was interesting. Didn't get that much. He had been talking to Brian Burns a lot, and they've been working out together. So that's interesting. If those two guys can do what they did at the collegiate level, man, they should be really good together. Moving forward. So those were the two interviews that happened today. Christian McCaffrey also spoke, I think, this weekend or last week. I didn't get much from Christian. He's a vet. He's media savvy. I didn't get anything from it at all. There's really nothing. They try to get him to talk about Joe Brady's offense and, I mean, how it's working out. They're pretty much still learning it. So I didn't really get much. If I missed something that Christian said, let me know in the comments or in the chat, because I don't think I missed anything. So then we got to DJ Moore. Did you listen to DJ Moore's?
I did not. I had to stop because I had to actually be a dad earlier, so I had to stop watching.
All right, so DJ Moore, I like DJ Moore a lot, man. Let me preface what I'm about to say, but I do like DJ. I'm a fan, but. And not to say that he needs this. He doesn't need this to be a successful receiver. But he's a really nice guy, man. And to me he's lacking that confident, like, yo, I'm the man, I'm a number one, I'm that guy. And that's it. That's bottom line, cuz DJ Moore said so. Like, he's not that dog to me. You know what I'm saying? I don't. Maybe it's just me, man. He lacks, and I'm not saying he has to have it. I just he doesn't have to be Steve Smith, okay? I'm not saying he doesn't have to be Steve Smith, and I'm not saying, again, you don't need this to be successful. Let me reiterate this by saying you don't need this to be successful, because he reminds me a lot. He reminds me a lot of Julio Jones. They're kind of in the same breath. They're really like low key, quiet guys. I'm just saying I would like to see it out of him. I like to see, man, just give me the ball. Let me be dominant. Let me talk my talk. I'm the man. This is a personal thing. Not to say that he needs it. He doesn't need it. Let me say it again. He does not need it. I would just like to see it from somebody. You know what I'm saying? In the core. Maybe Robbie Anderson has that. I like to see somebody go out there and be a dog. Curtis, they can't. Maybe Curtis would be if they able to get him the damn ball. But I don't know, man. That's just what I thought. He's real laid back, real nice dude. I don't know, man.
I mean, that man thinks he's a one. You can't be mad at that man thinking he's a one.
No, I don't think he. To me, he doesn't. I don't think he thinks he. To me, he doesn't. Maybe he thinks he's a one. Let me not say that. But he doesn't.
Based on the numbers, he's a one.
I know, but what I'm saying is he doesn't exude that dominant. Like, even Fitz, like, we talk about Fitz, we talk on the field, like, dog. Them dudes was monsters. You know what I'm saying? Like, Fitz on the field, bro, had attitude, okay? He's super nice guy off the field. But let me see a little bit of attitude. And that's all I'm saying. It's just me. All right? He doesn't need to be He doesn't need to be Steve Smith. That's not what I'm saying. I just want to see a little bit of dog. That's all I'm saying. So, I don't know. That's just me. But that's all I got. I didn't get much. I didn't get much from
the dog yet because he hasn't. No, they had a winning record with him. Or have they? Yeah, they have. They drafted him in 2018, right? Yeah.
Yeah. An absolute beast. I wouldn't say he's an absolute beast. That's taking it.
AJ Green is.
No.
AJ Green is.
Are we saying? Was that saying? Okay. Never mind. I know that was in reference to AJ Green. My bad.
AJ Green. Absolutely.
I thought that was in reference to DJ Moore. My fault.
No. Elite AJ Green.
Yeah, he is. That's funny. That's funny. I like that shot. But yeah, I don't know, man. Just give me a little bit of dog, man. That's all I'm saying.
I feel you.
But it's all good. Shout out to DJ Moore. All right, Brian Burns. He's healthy. That's what I got from his. He is working out a lot with KK. So that's a good sign. And he's working on his hands. So that's another good thing I got from Brian Burns is that he's working on his hands in terms of pass rush and coverage, which is interesting. In case he has to drop back in coverage, he's fast enough and quick enough to stay with tight ends. I'm sure they're going to try to use him in that manner. And he's also working on his run stop technique in the offseason. So he gained about 15 pounds and wants to play at 255. And another interesting note is that he may take over the nickname duties for the defense. He said he's analyzing current superhero nicknames for the defense. So we still may get some nicknames. Might not be as good as Cam's, but we still might get some nicknames, which I thought was interesting. So did you watch the Brian Burns joint?
I only watched 3. I watched Eli, Yator, and some of Dante. I had to stop in Dante's.
All right. Yeah. So
that's when I ran out of time.
So yeah, Brian Burns his was good. He had a good interview. Learned a little bit about what's going on with him and how he's putting on some weight. So now you got a couple bookends. You got Yatur Gross-Matos at 266, and you got Brian Burns at 255. Now that's dope. I like that. I'm interested to see him. Hopefully he can stay healthy. He said his wrist is healthy this year. And hopefully he can stay healthy. Again, that's been his kind of knock on him going back to Florida State. He gets banged up a lot. So hopefully he'll stay healthy. All right, Dante Jackson, Dave. You listened to his, right? So
yeah,
there was a lot of interesting things came from Dante's. I'll tell you that. I'll go ahead and let you get your thoughts. I've been talking a lot, so go ahead.
No, you good, man. You keep it rolling because the thing is, I was trying to listen to him. I was doing stuff in the house, so it's been rough. But I mean, I think his was interesting, but it's a blur. But the most memorable one for me was Gross-Matos out of the 3 I saw because they kept asking about the stupid college shit. That's true. Man.
They did kept pestering.
So everything else was a lot of the ones that I heard was more of a lot of coach speak.
Yeah, a lot of coach speak in these joints.
A lot of coach speech. That's what I was catching from the ones that I heard. A lot of coach speak. So Dante was out here. Now you can go ahead and talk about Mr. Jackson.
Yeah, so let's talk about Dante's because his was kind of interesting. He kind of shed some light in how he was going to improve as a player. You've already got Matt Rhule saying he's a number 1 guy and blah blah blah. Wants him to develop into being a number 1 guy. But Dante goes on to say he really invested some time and money into improving his body, so he wouldn't have to worry about getting out there and not being 100%. He's been he's been hurt a lot, and he's putting some money into improving his body. One method of doing that is that he linked up with Ryan Clark. Ryan Clark from ESPN linked up with Ryan Clark, who owns Traction Sports Performance, which is a training center in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, where they both played at LSU. And so he linked up with Clark, and Clark wanted Jackson to get stronger. So he wanted his core to specifically get stronger. So they worked on his core, improving his core. And Ryan Clark goes on to say about in reference to Dante Jackson, he's built in a way that NFL defensive backs need to be built. His core is in a different place than it's ever been, which allows him to be able to distribute weight. It allows you to have the center of gravity that you need to get in and out of cuts. He also goes on to say that everybody knows if Dante gets out in front of his cut the same time you do, he's getting to the ball first. Unless your name is Tyreek Hill, you're in trouble. So that's what we worked on. So that's good to see that Dante Jackson is improving and spend some money and time and effort to improve. Again, just like I talked about with DJ Moore, it's good to have that dog in you, but you got to be able to back your dog up. And essentially, what I saw last year is Dante Jackson had a lot of yap, but didn't back it up very much. And I'm hopefully he spent that time and effort, and hopefully it works out for Dante Jackson moving forward. Again, I'm not one to say I want him being our number one cornerback, but I do want him to improve and be the best he can be at whatever capacity we roll him out. So that's all I got to have to say about Dante. That was the biggest thing that came out with Dante Jackson. Yeah, he definitely, shout out to Trill One. He definitely, shout out to Underground West. He definitely appears in this interview to have matured some. I 100% agree with that. I hope keep that edge, but you got to be able to back it up. And I think he knows he wasn't as good as he should have been last year. So hopefully he comes back and improves that much more. All right. So that was pretty much it for the player interviews. Is there anything else that I missed? Anything in the chat that I missed that y'all need to talk about? Dave, any more thoughts on the player interviews?
Man, I think they're ready to play. I got that indication from folks too. Sounds like they're ready to get on. They're ready to hit people. They're ready to go.
Yeah.
They're ready to go.
Panthers God FSU says Dante added some weight. I don't know how much he added. I didn't see. I missed that. So I don't want him to sacrifice weight for his speed because that speed is necessary. So we can't put on too much weight. His frame can't support too much more. But that was it for the player interviews. Let's move on. CMC said this team is hungry. Yeah, that's coach speak. That's coach speak. What are they supposed to be?
They're not supposed to be hungry.
Yeah, I mean, what they supposed. I expect that. So I don't know. I didn't get much from CMC. CMC got this media game down packed, so I didn't get much.
Well, I did listen to CMC too, and he did. He had it down packed, man. He was unshakable.
Yeah. All right, let's move on real quick. So some news came out earlier this weekend that Russell Okung was about to retire or had considered retirement. He considered opting out due to COVID-19. I don't know. This was reported by Jeremy Fowler, and then Russell Okung did reply to that and said pretty much you were reaching. Don't know where you got that information from. So there was a bit of an unrest in Panther Nation when dude decided to or announced that he could potentially or considered retiring. So I thought this was funny. I took this from a picture. This is in training camp where he was going through some drill. So I just thought that was a funny pic. So I just took that joint. But yeah, man. So I think he's gonna play again. Even if he did decide to retire, I wouldn't even knock the Trey Turner trade because that Trey Turner trade, a lot of Panther Nation was mad about how we lost the trade, blase, blah blah blah. Well, that trade really wasn't about getting Russell Okung. It was more so about the cap savings, the future cap savings in Trey Turner. So even if he does decide to move on, it is what it is. It wasn't really about Russell Okung. We would be in a terrible position at left tackle, but hell, this season's going to crap anyway. So whatever. Not really worried about it.
Whatever, man.
But anyway, any thoughts on Russell Okung, Dave?
I think when you want to talk about the potential of the team and whether or not we could surprise some folks, I think Russell would have been a big piece of that puzzle because he would have probably helped with the offensive line. He would have gave some level of stability at left tackle that was much needed and long overdue because we haven't really had that in a while. If he does make the decision to retire, it's going to be I'm going to feel for Teddy Bridgewater because he's going to be running for his life, trying to stay healthy behind that line. So
no, I think I agree with your sentiments. I do think he is a big part of the team's success, but it really doesn't matter at the end of the day whether he, again, this was more the Trey Turner thing was a cap move. It really wasn't about Okung, but we'll see what happens. He does. I think there is the expectation is that he does, show up and he plays and whatnot. I think he's participating. I don't think there's any surprises or what for Russell Okung. So let's move on. Anything else before we move on for Russell Okung?
We can keep rolling with Russell.
All right. So Marty Hurney took some time to speak to the media, talking about what we got going on as far as the deadline and what we talked a little bit about the Gano cut. So let's just talk about this for a second because I got some stuff that he said, some cliff notes. So he pretty much said that the team's getting up to full speed and they won't be in pads until August 17th. So now we do have a date in which the team will be in pads. Should be very interesting. He said that we reduced the roster to 80 players on August 16th to avoid the split squad procedures. So I did remember seeing this, and this is the reason as to why we got down to 80 was because I think somebody else said this in the chat too when we talked about the 80 was because that if you have 90 players, you didn't have to split up. I guess you had to split the team up into two different facilities, and it would have been a headache, I guess, for the team to do that. So that's why they got down to 80 guys, which makes sense. Which could have been said earlier when Matt Rhule was in his press conference. He could have just said that. But maybe they just don't communicate as much as we thought. Then he goes on to talk about kickers. He said it was hard to cut Gano. He's a very talented kicker, but we decided to go with Joey. I wonder where that mindset was when we had Butker. That's just what I'm wondering. What was that mindset when you had Butker? One interesting thing that he said was that the practice squad increased from 10 to 16 players. But I guess what I forgot was that 6 of those players don't have to have any of the usual service time restrictions. So usually when you're assigned to the practice squad, you can't have so many years of service. And so what that means is that you can put a veteran on the practice squad for 6 guys. So let's say guys like, and I think this is going to be really good for the receivers that we have, like Keith Kirkwood, some of those guys that know the system very well and have been in the system for a while. You can keep those guys on the practice squad as long as you need to, because they don't have the years of service requirement. So I think it used to be like you can only have like 2 or 3 accrued seasons. Now for 6 of those guys it's unlimited, which is dope. So now he said, in reference to that, he says, I think you're thinking in different terms as far as not only a group of 53 but a group of 69. That may be the biggest difference in reference to that. So we'll see what happens. He said we've already evaluated players by virtual meetings all season long. And he said that's the key personnel-wise for us, is just identifying the traits that fit best what we're trying to do, and we just have to continue doing that. So that's how they're going to be evaluating this season. It's tough. That's why you're going to see a lot of Baylor guys. You're going to see a lot of guys that Rhule already knows and that Hurney's comfortable with. But there's really nothing much. I just thought that was interesting note on the 6 guys that don't have to be practice squad or don't have any year restrictions on the amount of time they can serve. So I thought that was interesting. Dave, any thoughts on that? On Hurney's speak?
Nah, man. I'm trying to figure out whether or not Hurney's gonna survive after this year.
No, I think Hurney's gonna be. Well, no, I forgot. Yeah, they got the internal movements in the front office that happened prior to the season, so he may or may not. I think this is what, a contract year for him, lame duck year, right?
Yeah, it could be.
We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Hurney. All right, come on, Mace. He said he looked dead. That's funny, yo. You gotta chill, bro. But all right, that's pretty much all I had for the day. That's pretty much all I had. We can open up these phone lines, talk about whatever y'all want to talk about. Roster moves, which I did. I didn't think we would have had time, but I think next week we probably can do a roster prediction. We can do a roster prediction next week. See what's going on. I've seen a couple floating around out there. Maybe we can do one.
I'm down. I'm here. I ain't going nowhere.
Yeah. All right, the phone lines are open, and whatever y'all want to talk about, it's fair game. We got a couple minutes. Got about 30 more minutes to hang out. But yeah, man. Really not much going on. Just hopefully, I guess they'll keep.
Well, we ain't gonna have a college football season.
Yeah, college football is a wrap. So
not all the conferences canceled yet. There's still some FCS conferences that are still alive, but it was like the Power 5 was about to shut it down.
Yeah.
Which is the right decision.
It's unfortunate.
Supposedly NFL is considering doing Saturday games. There's no college football.
Yeah, they need to do that. I think that's great for the protection of the players too. You don't got everybody traveling at one time. Maybe.
If you move the Thursday night games to Saturday, that would be optimal.
That would be.
If I was them, that's what I would do. But who am I? I already gave you an idea how to do your little bubble.
Yeah, you did.
Give you an idea.
Free game.
All this free game.
All right, give me 1 second. 704. Give me 1 second. Let me pin this joint. Whoops. All right, 704. What's good?
Yo, what up?
Awesome. What's good, brother?
What's up, Austin?
Man, not too much, man. It's a very cool Monday, but got a question for y'all. So I saw this on Instagram, right?
Yep.
And it said, rank your 3 trios or your top 4 trios in the NFC South. At the Saints as having Breeze, Thomas, and Kamara, right? Then they had the Falcons having Matt Ryan, Julio, and Gurley. Then they have the Bucks as Brady, Evans, and they had Gronk as the third one. And then Panthers, Teddy, CMC, more. Oh, I don't know. Like they didn't put Godwin up there. I'm not sure.
Wow.
But yeah, I said the same thing. But what would y'all rank as the 1 through 4? As 4 being the lowest one.
That's a tough question, bro. Man, I would think we gotta be last.
No. We got the advantage at running back for sure. We got the advantage at running back. Like, we got the best running back in the league. That's got to stand for something, bro. I can't be out here going last. We got the best.
Okay, all right.
I can't do it.
All right. So we can't go higher than third.
That's fair.
Really?
It ain't last. Is my point. We're not last.
So you're putting the Falcons. You're putting the Falcons last. You're gonna put Julio, Matt Ryan, and Gurley.
I could put Atlanta last. And I wouldn't have a problem putting Atlanta last.
All I see is Julio.
Huh?
Yeah, I think.
All I see is Julio from that list. Gurley has no knees, and Matt Ryan depends on Julio.
That's the thing. I will put the Falcons last, and you can argue the Bucks. We don't know what the Bucks is going to do. Brock's been retired. You can argue it.
So you saying that we be second?
We could be second.
I would.
We can
I
be
would.
second. The Saints is one.
Because they said
not.
Gronk and I got.
Let's clear the debate. Shout out to Deuce. You know, the Saints are one. I'm not gonna argue. There's nothing arguable about that. The Saints are numero uno. I'm not gonna deny it.
All right, that's fair.
But
So y'all disrespecting a former MVP in Matt Ryan?
I've been disrespected.
Yeah.
Cam got
Trash.
disrespected. That man's playing for the league minimum. Yeah. I wonder if Matt Ryan gets cut, would he play for the league minimum?
No, he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't. You didn't think so?
You already know the answer to that, Dave.
I'm just checking. I'm just checking for consistency and clarity. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know, man. If you had Evans and Godwin and Brady,
then I wouldn't
Right.
argue. I think Gronk is the mistake, and it's no disrespect to
Right,
Gronk.
right, but
I just think he's
Gronk is-
retired. He's been gone. We don't know what he's gonna be. He's still bionic, man. I don't care what you tell me.
that's true. He won't
That dude
play all
That
16.
dude falls the wrong way. He's hurt.
Yeah, no chance he plays all 16. No chance.
He lost some weight, didn't he?
Again, no chance he plays all 16. If that what you trying to give him a little favor, nah. All right, I can see putting Atlanta last. Because Matt Ryan and Gurley. But hell, CMC, Bridgewater, and DJ. That's tough.
Best runner back in the league, dog.
Yeah, but that ain't. I mean,
Best runner back in the league, yo.
sorry. I don't know. That's a tough question though, bro. That's a tough question. I would give Tampa the number 2.
You giving them the benefit of the doubt. We don't even know what.
I'm gonna give them the benefit of the doubt. We don't know what the hell we got either.
I know what I have. I got Christian McCaffrey. I have Christian,
We can't go higher than 3rd.
and I have a 1,200-yard wide receiver. I know what I have.
True.
I know what I have.
That's a good question.
Now you want to talk about somebody that don't know what they have? It's the Bucks. They don't know what they have. Brady might not be able to throw the ball 40 yards.
We don't know if Teddy can throw the ball 40 yards. I'm joking.
But at least we got a running back. We know that. Who the Bucks running back? They ain't got
That wasn't in the top 3 though. We talking 3 players.
Wasn't even the top 3.
They just signed. Actually,
they
they just signed LaShawn McCoy, so they he might be washed. He might be washed.
He's washed. He'll be deactivated by halfway through the season, just like the Chiefs. That's like what the Chiefs did. Chiefs was like, "We're gonna bring McCoy in." They was like, "All right, cool," and then they were like, "Oh, McCoy's not even good as this guy that we got to draft the free agent." Oh, we'll sit McCoy. All right.
Yeah. Nah, we know higher than 3rd though. We can't be higher than 3rd.
All right. Yeah, check this out. So I have another one. This is not sports related at all. So I was talking with the LBs and brought this to a lot of people. So if you would remove this one person or from this little list and all their music is gone, which one would you remove? You got Michael Jackson.
He stays.
He's staying. No, he's staying. Let's be clear.
Michael Jackson.
Yep, he stays.
He stays.
He stays. MJ stays.
All right, Michael Jackson, Prince
stays.
Whitney Houston, or Luther Vandross.
Oh, Luther can go.
Luther
can go, bro.
What? Oh, man.
That's
okay.
an easy question, bro.
Luther's out
Ooh,
the
that
paint.
was not easy for us.
That's easy, bro.
Luther out the paint. Like, because here's the problem. This is where the debate lies. You're not getting rid of Mike or Prince.
That's a fact.
Let's
You
be
can't do
clear.
that. You can't.
So we've eliminated half of this pool. Mike, Prince, gone. They're safe. They're not going anywhere.
Safe.
So now it's about whether you want Whitney.
Give me Whitney. Give me Whitney any day.
Yeah, and I'm rolling with Whitney. So Luther gone.
Yeah, that's an easy question.
Yeah, that was too easy.
All right.
If you would have said
you're not getting rid of the GOAT entertainer and the GOAT musician, I'm not gonna allow you. I'm not gonna allow you to do these things. You're not gonna do it. Not gonna lie.
So Dave, who would have gone in that discussion that would have made it harder question?
Oh God.
We talking like
you would have to take Mike and Prince out and add 2 other artists in to make it more of a debate. No, I mean, I'm just being honest with you. Like you, because the thing is, you can't. You gotta spice it up a bit. Like you gotta throw beyond. Like you take Mike, put another entertainer in there. You know, try to make it equal. So you put a female. So we'll throw in Beyonce. So we'll put Beyonce. We'll replace Mike with Beyonce, and then you gotta find some vicious musician that's not even close to the level of a Prince and put them there, and then you start debating. But it's no.
Yeah.
Well, that'll be easy.
Put Mike and Prince in there.
So what did y'all come up with?
It was different. Everybody had different answers.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. No, wait, stop, Austin. Before you go, because I want to be clear what I'm about to say. If any of my brothers said Michael Prince gotta go, I want names. We gotta have a discussion. we gotta have a discussion. Like, no, that's what you do. But the problem is, you could put like you can remove Mike and Prince and then put like Beyonce and Kels. But Kels will be going every time because of his transgressions.
Yeah.
You can't.
But if you talk about his records,
that's
his
true.
longevity, his hits. There ain't too many folks that can take out Kels in the verses.
you can't erase Kels tracks, yo. Them joints is y'all still throwing that on to get down to the dirty right now.
Yeah. So who would Kels go in the verses?
Nobody. He would destroy anybody he went up against.
Like unless he's going up against Mike or Prince, it's gonna get ugly for anybody. Like people's like Usher could take out Kels. No, he cannot.
Not happening. I'm a huge Usher fan, and he's not taking out Kels.
He cannot.
Take the music or take all the transgressions out of it. That ain't none of my business.
Dog, listen, man, if Kels could get his hands on a phone and a freaking mic to do a versus, ain't nobody trying to have that level of smoke. Not a soul. Not nobody living. Nobody.
So are you saying? Okay, so is that kind of the equivalent of like how Pharrell is in a producer battle?
Pharrell's an animal, man.
Yeah.
The thing is, man, like there's probably like producers that folks never heard of that would give Pharrell fits from a beat making standpoint. But when you talk about mainstream and longevity and what it ain't nobody, Dre maybe, but even then no, because Pharrell's too broad, man.
Now you throw on grinding and it's a rap for any. That's the ultimate. That's the ultimate joke.
But the thing is, a casual fan wouldn't think grinding would be it. But the problem is, Pharrell,
are you crazy?
Yes, like folks don't give Pharrell no. I know that, but Pharrell as a producer, when you start thinking about all the other things he's done, like everything that he's done, that man produced for Daft Punk. Like there's so many other things that he's done that there ain't nobody that wants to go in that ring with him. That's why he hasn't done one. He's not gonna do one. Ain't nobody trying to go in that ring. I remember the year that the Roots Picnic where Pharrell was the headliner with the Roots backing him. I forgot how much he had, man.
Yeah, it's
a
wrap.
Monstrous. Like could you imagine a 3-hour set of Pharrell just playing his joints and then bringing out artists in the meanwhile while he plays nothing but his joints? It's bananas. Pharrell's catalog is ridiculous.
Well, question: do you think they'll ever have not like a versus with just a celebration of one person?
No, it wouldn't work.
Nobody
I don't think they'll. So
but you know what I'm waiting for them to do, man? I want them to do one off bars, but I don't know if folks are ready for that.
Yeah, that's a tough one, but I agree. They do need to get to that at some point.
They need to do one based off bars. Like get like 2 freaking alien rappers in a room and just bars among bars among bars. But they should do that. I mean, I think there's rumors that they're trying to do an old school one. Rakim called out, who did he call? I think it was KRS-One. So they want to do an old school one, and I'll be interested in that. But
yeah, that'd be nice.
But the thing is about getting folks to watch too. They want to get their numbers.
Hey, so real quick, I think Chuck Lee wants some attention, bro. Like, yo, like, what are you talking about, man? Like, if you want to talk Panthers, you call in, and we can talk Panthers. If you want to talk, If you want to talk Panthers, this dude wants some attention, bro. But,
I mean, hey, I can let y'all go.
Nah, you good. I mean,
You
this
good?
dude wants some attention. But go ahead, man. Oh, real quick. Speaking of verses, who y'all got in the 2 Chainz Ross battle?
I was disappointed, but
Me too.
I was. If I had to pick one, I would say 2 Chainz, but I was like they left a lot of songs off the table, man.
They did. I think Ross left more than Chainz did.
You said what?
I think Ross left more than Chainz did. I think Ross left a lot on the table.
He did. Ross left a lot. He didn't play any. He didn't play any Maybach music joints, or the actual tracks. Like, bro,
yeah,
Ross was tripping at the end. Like he was just like, screw it. But I gave 2 Chainz the battle personally.
Yeah, I think he won by a point. Chainz won that joint by a point.
I don't think 2 Chainz played any songs from his latest album.
I don't think he did either. I think you might be right.
So
no, they played. Yeah,
there was a joke going around. He said what?
And that was the thing. That's what 2 Chainz kept saying. He was like, everybody's not giving me a chance, but it's like, I'm not playing. I don't need a catalog. I gotta play hits. I can get you 20. I have 20 hits.
Oh, so Ross said he saved it for another verses?
No, he's lying.
Maybe he did.
Another verses.
I think he got enough. I think he got enough for another one.
He might got enough.
He got some more stuff because he left.
But how would it work? Would you have Ross go up against like somebody that's done a versus too? Because otherwise it wouldn't be fair.
Nah, no, what? You just whoever wanted to smoke. He just played 20 more hits, and he can't play any that he played the last time. But
that's not fair if he's facing somebody that's already that didn't have one yet. It need to be against somebody that did like. If you're gonna have Ross do another one, it needs to be against another rapper that's already done one too. So that way neither one of them can play this 20.
Somebody said Ross versus Jeezy. Marcus said Ross versus Jeezy.
That would be a good one. And I've been clear. I'm not a fan of Ross like that or Jeezy. So, I'm not a big 2 Chainz fan like that. I just think that the disrespect, the slander for 2 Chainz was getting ridiculous.
Yeah,
but 2 Chainz is different.
He is different.
He is different.
He is different.
Yeah.
He's very different.
Especially when the Fed's watching. He's definitely different.
Very different.
Oh, straight up. Hey, man.
But he's got a lot of fucking problems, too.
Yeah.
So,
because he doesn't rap like he used to.
Because he's out there, he's out there talking to his duffel bag boys. So
he's got to stay away from the duffel bag boys, man.
And you don't want to have problems with them either.
You don't want any problems with the duffel bag boys. Especially when the feds are watching.
Yes.
Yeah, they're riding around and getting it.
Yeah. The duffel bag boys was riding around and getting it. Yes, that's unfortunate.
And it's not always your birthday either.
Yeah.
So it's just...
Yeah,
that's funny.
He should have went to the league. But yo, speaking of 2 Chainz, y'all hear that Moneymaker song with him and Lil Wayne?
I did, with all the HBCUs in it. Yeah, I heard it.
Yeah, he debuted
he didn't say A&T, so y'all had to cut the shit off, man.
I'm done. I'm done with him. Like, if you don't name A&T, I ain't trying to listen to the track.
You can't
mention HBCUs without naming A&T.
You can't mention all the HBCUs and then not mention the largest, most prestigious university in the land. You can't do that. So
no, it's not allowed.
You can't
do that. And that and that's what I'm gonna be reminding folks about tomorrow. Like, they need to know, like, how is cool, how is important. Don't get me wrong. How is important, Ames is important, Morehouse, Spelman, they're all important. But there's only one that's the largest in the nation.
It's a fact.
Let them know.
Aggie pride on that.
There's only one that graduates more African American engineers than any other school in the country. That's us.
That talk, Aggie pride.
I'm just letting you know.
Shout out to all the Aggies. Shout out to all the Aggies in the building.
We talking about number one in Maryland, number one in the DC area, number one in Virginia. No. National. Number one nationally.
Talk that talk.
Just let folks know tomorrow. That's all. I'm here to let folks know. I'm here to give facts. And they give facts too, but most of their facts are just in-state facts. I'm about the national numbers, the resume there. So.
But yeah, man, that's all I got.
I'll see you, Matt. Aggie Pride, Matt.
Shout
Aggie
out to
Pride.
Matt, Aggie Pride, man. Aggie Pride all day. Shout out to all the Aggies in the building. Sucks we not having homecoming, but it's all good.
I'm just hoping we have it next year, sir. That's looking kind of tragic right now, too. Because cats don't want to put a mask on their face.
Yeah.
I don't care about y'all opinions on the
that might be
mask.
good.
I just want to have homecoming next year. Now, so I'm going to be 150 pounds less. I want folks to see it.
Talk that talk.
I want to show up.
Talk that talk. Dave gonna show off his homecoming body.
No, that joint might have like some excess fat. I don't know if I'm gonna do all that, but I am gonna be a little lighter. That's for sure.
Ah, man, that's funny. All right, man. So that's gonna do it. That's gonna do it for today. All right. Awesome. We holler at you.
Thanks, Austin.
Yeah.
No more callers. I ain't getting no call from Chuck.
Nah, no more calls. Yeah, that's pretty much all the calls. I think Chuck should have called in so we could talk more Panthers football.
Yeah,
I'm
for
so
talking
yeah,
about Panthers.
next week we'll do a roster projection. Again, we ain't got nothing to go off. Usually we go to around this time. We go to training camp. We see camp. You can see the rising stars. You see the Brenton Burson getting off. You see the training camp superstars getting off, and it's unfortunate we can't see that. I'm wondering has anybody in the chat, has anybody that's local to Charlotte gone out to the fence yet to see it? Yeah, like I'm gonna go out there one day to see if they blocked it off.
I know.
I'm pretty sure it's blocked off, but
No,
I'm
you
just
know
curious.
it's blocked off. Man.
I know, but I'm just curious.
They probably got somebody looking at you asking you where you came from. You might have to do a 14-day
No, they
run.
can't really block it off because it's that's city access. Like you can't block that off. Like you can block it off from the time they are walking through the tunnel, but that's city access. You know what I'm saying? You can't do it. That walkway essentially leads to uptown. You can't block that walkway. See what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see if I might go up there on Friday.
You're not that far from it, so
I'm like 15 minutes from uptown.
yeah, you ain't that. Yeah.
So, see, I'm gonna go up there. I'm gonna take my drone up there and just get some drone footage.
Maybe next week I'll talk about my fantasy board. 'Cause I know it'll be done by then.
So Chuck Lee said he lives in uptown. I'm talking about when the players come out. I'm wondering how they blocking it.
Yeah, like where
I just want to. So what my plan was to do, Dave, and this may or may not work, but my plan was to go up there and put the jerseys on the thing, and then just step back, like put a pin next to the jersey, and then just step back. You think they would sign it?
No.
I doubt it too. I'm gonna try it, yo. No, so I haven't gotten Trey to sign. I guarantee if I did that, Trey would sign it, man. I'm gonna try it.
Trey might sign it.
I'm gonna let y'all know how it goes.
I think Trey's gonna try to make sure he makes it happen for you, man. But I'm telling you, dude, these cats got, based on what you told me, what you talked about in that video, these cats got cleaning robots and sanitizing robots. You actually think they're gonna? That joint probably gotta get approved by the robot before they sign anything for you.
No, Dave. I don't think they're gonna do it, but I'm gonna try.
Nah, I appreciate the effort. You can go for it. I hope you get it.
Aspen. So I need Aspen with me. She said bring hand sanitizer with me, for the players. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna see what happens. I'm gonna go up there. I don't know. The thing is, I don't know what time they practice. It's different. It's different.
They're not telling you for a reason too.
Nah, I know that.
They out here practicing all hours, man.
It should be interesting though. I'm gonna try it. We'll see what happens. I'm gonna go up there Friday.
Nah, you go for it. Maybe we'll talk a little fancy next week too, because I've started mock drafting, man. I'm seeing some interesting stuff. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, y'all have fun with the fantasy this year. I'm officially retired from fantasy.
Retiring, man. You're hanging it up.
Yeah, man.
With the Rona, you just gonna hang it up, huh?
No, I'm done, man. I declared that last year I was done. I'm done with fantasy, dog. I just want to be able to enjoy the game, man.
Of all the seasons you to decide to say that you're done, this ain't it. You know you ain't gonna be that good this year.
That's
true. You should probably play this year on principle.
Nah, I'm gonna go.
I'm probably gonna have to look for some people. Look for some more players for the podcast league. So get that rolling. I might have to be the commissioner for like 4 or 5 leagues this year, man. So.
Yeah, man. But all right, I think that's all we got. That's all we got for this episode. I don't think there's is there anything else we need to discuss?
Yeah,
you got your player. You need your players for this joint for this year.
Yeah.
You gotta put that out there, man.
Yeah. Slim said he's in. I figured Slim would be in. You know.
So yeah, if y'all down for the fantasy league this year, let us know. Hit us up on Twitter or something like that.
Yeah, I'm
gonna
gonna
in the group me or something like that.
I'm gonna go and evaluate who played last year, and I'm gonna eliminate folks who aren't paying attention.
So you saying Pat can't play? Is that what you saying?
I didn't say Pat can't play.
That was a joke. He knows he wasn't that good at fantasy.
But at least he tried. I'm all about
try.
the effort.
That was his first time playing.
Yeah,
that was his first time playing.
It's about the effort. Nah, Pat can stay. I need Pat for the entertainment. But I don't know if Pat wants to stay. Because he was talking a lot of junk first week, and he ran to me, and it got ugly for him quick. You know? Yeah.
But all right, let's get up out of here, man. Again, hit us up in the chat, group me, in Twitter, Facebook. Hit us up. Let us know if y'all want to play fantasy so we can get you signed up. You need to do like a 16-team league, Dave.
I'm in. I don't care. I won a 14-team league last year, so it's whatever for me. I'll do a 20. I don't care. A 20 would be wild, though. I ain't done one of those in a long time. But we can do a 16-team league.
I don't know. I'll let you handle all that.
Just let me know if you want in, man.
I'm not playing.
Boy, I gotta commend your effort. I gotta commend.
I'm committed. I'm committed. I don't have time, man. The way my brain worked, it was taking over, yo. I was doing way too much. I was doing too much, bro. So I had to step back.
You're not gonna win, fam.
Had to protect my spirit.
Chuck, I'm gonna be clear with you. You ain't gonna win, man. You can try. You can try. I don't make this a money league, but listen, sir. If you have an interest, I mean, for somebody who don't have a phone, are you sure you can do a money league? I tend to do high stakes. Now, if you're interested, you let me know. I know there's some folks that are looking for folks for different money leagues than I'm in. You just let me know, sir. All right. Look, man.
All right.
Shoot me a tweet. Champ D1012. Shoot me a tweet. I'll get you in.
Hit Dave up. Hit Dave up for the fantasy.
Serious? Look, man, I'm about that action, boss. So if you serious, come on in. Look, man, I don't mind taking somebody else's investment. So come on in.
All right,
won't you come?
Hit Dave up for the fantasy, and we about to get up out of here. All right.
All right.
Thank you for listening to the Panther Nation podcast hosted by Rashad and David. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe so you are notified when new episodes are posted. You can also catch episodes on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, and Podcast Addict. Review and rate this episode 5 stars and share it with all the Panther fans you know. And always remember, keep pounding.
All right, keep pounding, people. We'll see y'all next week.